Welcome to the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. Also brought to you by Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Lake Expo Real Estate, lakeexpo.com, MoDOT, Save Mo Lives, Slumberland Furniture, Slumberland at the Lake, and New Spring Wellness Center. We've got the coaches from Camdenton here with us this show. It's Steve Sanders, brand new at Camdenton, taking over the Lakers boys program, and of course, Stacy Caffey, the ladies coach, for a few years now, right? What is it, like 15?
14.
14,
yeah.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Those years fly by, don't
sure
they?
do.
Oh, man, okay. The Laker men last year went 11-15, which was a 6-game improvement from the year before. The women, 9-17. Nice playoff win for you guys last year. And you opened the season with a loss, I think, to a really good Jeff City team. So you guys are kind of off and running now. So let's get to know Coach Sanders a little bit. He takes over the Laker men's program. Tell us about your journey to get here. Where have you been to get to Camdenton now?
Well, I've been doing this for over 20 years. I started in my hometown, actually, Mountain Grove. I actually met Coach Caffey there, so we've been acquainted for several years. But I started there as an assistant role. I went to Ava for a couple years, head girls coach there. I've helped out with the Hartville boys a few years. Then I was the Hartville girls head coach for several years. And then the last 2 years, I was at Skyline as the assistant girls coach. And here I am.
Skyline winning in 2 state championships while you were there, right? So it's interesting because you've won state championships at Marshfield, playing there. You win a couple of state championships as a head coach. What makes a state championship team? How does that happen? Let's start with you. Is it all talent or what goes into that?
I think it's a combination of several things. I mean, talent always helps, but it's more of a culture. I mean, you talked about the couple schools I mentioned there in Skyline and Hartville, especially on the boys' side.
Yeah.
It's a thing where basketball is very important, not just to the players, but to their parents. And, they make it a priority that when we had an open gym or a practice that all the kids were there. And, and just building on that culture. And the kids have grown up seeing teams ahead of them be successful, and they want to be, known for doing the same thing. So.
They kind of live it and breathe it in some of those towns.
Sure.
How about for you at Marshfield, when you were winning state championships there, and you've seen a lot of success, in college and everything else.
I definitely would agree that culture is one of the top. Talent obviously does not hurt at all, but then you just instill that grit, and just that determination to play for not only yourself, but you're playing for each other more than anything. And I think that your commitment level becomes a whole new level. I mean, the community. I still remember playing at Marshfield and people videoing as they're leaving the town, and signs at the bank had closed for a state holiday. Right. And it's, for us going to the Final Four. And it was like it becomes a ghost town. It's because it's more than just yourself. It's not about the players. It's about your community as well, your involvement. And so I think when you know that you have all that backing behind you, it just becomes bigger.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed with your program with the girls, the Laker ladies, is that, you do a lot of very inclusive stuff. You sent me some pictures recently of them like cooking and hanging out and having fun. And you kind of build that camaraderie by doing stuff like that, I would guess.
I think it's huge. It's important, just your community outreach. Right now, we even have fans adopted our players, where just people out in the community picked a player and we got a sheet about me, and then they took a girl and they support them throughout the season. So I'm really excited about that. We had the bake sale, and that was the pictures of the girls all baking, and more for a teammate, because it's kind of like we tell the girls, we're not just a team, we're a family.
Yep.
And one of our players had a house fire, and that's what they did to try to raise money at a last minute. Amy Hines got the biggest reward as far as she raised the most money and got a out of conditioning card that she can use anytime. And so she was very excited about that.
Wow, that's cool.
The team beat the coaches because we also got in on it, and they beat the coaches. And so they got a drill swap. So there's a couple drills that they don't like of mine. So on one of the days that practice has that drill, they can swap it out for another drill. And so they were excited about that one as well. And then, we had our kickoff, our bonfire seasonal kickoff, and we do our Christmas caroling at the center here in Camdenton. So we do a lot of things that we just try to do community outreaches.
Yeah, and things like that, sometimes more important than the wins and the losses. You're building those lifelong memories and camaraderie and all that stuff. All right, so we've got the coaches from Camdenton here. We'll continue the conversation when we come back on the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show.
What's like and follow?
Phones are very distracting. Which is why Missouri now has a law against holding a phone while driving.
Dude, what are you doing? You can't hold your phone while driving.
Yeah, that's illegal.
Buckle up.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Cyber Week at Slumberland is here. Up to 60% off list. Incredible deals like an Ashley Midnight Madness sectional for $8.49. Plus a best-selling Lazy Boy recliner for just $3.99. Or an Ashley Chime Peak mattress for just $197. Deals so big, prices so low, all week long. Plus, no interest till 2029 on qualifying purchases. Get these deals while they last. It's Cyber Week, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Heck yeah.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show. We're talking with the coaches of the Camdenton Lakers. First-year head coach Steve Sanders just taken over. Last year's coach moving up to be a principal or something. So congratulations. Welcome to Camdenton. Great to have you here. Last year's team for the men went 11-15. What do you have coming back from that team? It was pretty young last year, I think.
Yeah, it was. Graduated 3 guys who contributed quite a bit, and it's going to take, a team effort probably to replace some of what they brought to us. But returning wise, we've got Alan Pogue, who was an all-district player. We'll ask Alan to do several things for us. Then we've got Brady Rapp, who's a senior. Bryce Branson also kind of had some spot starts. And then the other guys that like Naheem, for example, he was on the team, but I think he battled some injuries last year. So we bring back some guys. I feel like we're still fairly young for what we're going to put on the floor.
Yeah.
But, we're excited to have these guys back. I think they took a great step in the right direction last year as a program, and we just hope to keep the ball rolling that way.
Yeah, young Mr. Pogue hit the game-winning shot. We were doing that game on Lake TV against rival Osage. Osage had a great team last year, so it's good to have those young players coming back. How about for the ladies? Who do you have coming back this year?
We have 3 returning starters as far as, Kenzie Vavruska, who was all-district, all-conference player, and she will step into more of our point guard role this year, and she's done a phenomenal job already, just keeps the team hyped up, and she's kind of your go-getter, and then we have 2 seniors that's in the inside of the paint with Addison and Addison Kinnick, who will be playing at Lyons University next year, and then Madison Sikora. So those 2 seniors have done a great job. Madison had to pull down a few double-doubles last year that we're going to kind of build off and just really kind of put that in there. And then the 2 sophomores with Chloe Caffey and then Maddie Franklin.
Yeah.
So, which they floated a little bit JV varsity. And so we're just going to build off that. But that's Blair Schwantes is a junior who will be kind of our 6th man there.
Okay. I noticed we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of pictures from you year round. And you guys do a lot of traveling in the off season. As I would guess several of your players, do they play a lot in the off season?
We have about 3, I think, that do it in the off season. I know Addison Connect does, and Mackenzie has done it in the past, and then Chloe definitely puts in the miles, I guess you could say, and I know that firsthand just because I'm the one driving her. But
Right.
I think that there's about 3, and I hope to continue to build off that and like to see more. Oh, and I take that back. Ellie Schrager, our freshman, she's kind of stepping up, and that just shows when you do put the time in the summer. She's got a varsity uniform and just competing for support time, and just trying to get her stronger and more confident.
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
Oh, it sure does.
You notice these teams that have a lot of success, the kids play year round. I mean, they love playing, so it doesn't stop. We'll have more as we talk Camdenton Laker basketball with the head coaches when we come back on the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show.
Lake life starts here. At Lake Expo Real Estate, we know that buying or selling a lakefront property is more than just a transaction. It's the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter that we strive to make easy, from listing to closing. In a competitive market, we showcase your property to the masses online with LakeExpo.com, returning unmatched visibility. And if you're ready to buy that lake house, our team lives and breathes the lake lifestyle, so we know what this chapter is all about. At Lake Expo Real Estate, we believe in community, cherishing those lasting memories, and helping make your lake dream a reality. Check us out online to find lake properties. No logins, no distractions, just pure, unfiltered lake views and options. Lake Expo Real Estate, where we are ready to be a part of your next chapter.
For our Lake area teams, they've got their eye on the prize this season with big aspirations.
And basketball can be similar to driving, where sometimes it can be a matter of focus and attention.
Distracted driving led to over 25 fatal crashes on Missouri roadways in 2024 alone.
So be a part of the solution and not another statistic.
Always remember to buckle up and put your phones down. This reminder to drive safe, boat safe, brought to you by Price and Randall, injury attorneys.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show, talking with the Camdenton Lakers head coaches, Steve Sanders and Stacy Caffey. What kind of style do you like to play? Are you married to one style, or do you change it up depending on the talent that you have? How do you do that?
Well, I think you have to change it up. I think once you kind of establish your program and there's certain things that you like to do year in and year out, I think those are things you can kind of hang your hat on. We are learning how to play basketball a little bit differently than they have in the past. And even our offense is new for me, so it's kind of been a learning process for me. I think that for us, we're going to have to try to control tempo quite a bit. But outside of that, we want to be a really good defensive team. That's where we want to be able to hang our hat because I've seen it over and over again. There's nights where you just can't score for whatever reason. Yeah. But when you can find ways to get stops, when you can rebound at a high level and take care of the basketball, I think that's a recipe to be successful. So that's what we're trying to instill in our guys, is that we want to be able to guard at a high level so that we can be competitive every night.
You can bank on that. If you can play defense, you're going to be in the game. How about you? What kind of style do you want to play this year with the ladies?
I like how you said this year, because it is going to look a little bit different. We've always been a press, 94 feet the entire time and get after it. We're going to have to kind of reel that in a little bit just to kind of preserve our legs and do some things differently. We still want to pressure and get in that 3/4 court, but just back it up maybe a little bit, but not take any of the pressure or the intensity off. So if you watch the Lady Lakers, I hope you still see a very high intensity, fun, fast, high pressured style of ball. And I feel like I'm kind of like coach. We hang our hat on defense, and it's one of those things that I can teach how to make a layup and just get after it. And that's what we try to do and get that pressure in there.
Yeah, and we've got 6 Camdenton Laker games, boys and girls, on Lake TV this year, including a lot of rivalries. Both of you guys against Osage, and then the ladies against Eldon, and Camdenton taking on Waynesville and West Plains, and Osage, of course. So that ought to be a lot of fun. And I love doing your teams because they play so hard. At least I haven't done one of your teams yet, but that ought to be fun. How do you try to make it fun for the players. You balance the hard work and the fun. How do you go about doing that?
For us, I think it's more about just conversations between drills and away from the court right now. For me personally, just getting to know these guys.
Yeah.
I think that is important as, the creating fun. And don't get me wrong, I mean, there's some things we do in practice I think that they prefer fun-wise over some other things.
Yeah.
But for us, it's just about, getting to understand each other, what the expectations are for us as a coaching staff, and just developing those relationships. And I think once you kind of get that established, I think you can have a little bit more fun once everybody kind of understands their role.
And it's fun every time you win too, right?
That's a lot of fun, yes.
How do you establish fun or try to get fun in there with all the hard work?
Just being intense, and we always say give one, get one, after every drill, and just giving high fives to everyone across the program, not just your varsity, and we just try to get that communication and that contact all the way through. And I think that when you do things like that, the fun to me does come when your success, and it doesn't have to be a win or loss, but like even in the Jeff City game, we lost that, but we saw a lot of things that the girls were excited about.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
Fun doing it.
Yeah, that's they loved this, and they see, because Jeff City's a district team, so they see right there, hey, we can do this.
Well, looking forward to your games this year. Thank you guys for braving the storm and getting here and doing the show. And we'll do a couple of in-season shows with them as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And be safe. Good
Thank you.
season. Thank you for joining us for the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show.